Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It's time for another Christmas card idea. Do you live at the beach? Are you tired of the ordinary, regular, snowy Christmas cards, but you don't have snow where you are? Then I have the card for you. For today's card, I am going to use the Brightest Glow, specifically Season's Greetings. I thought that would be perfect for this card. I'm also using Seaside Bay, and I'm using this image, and this image. I am using the dies to cut out the seashells and the birds. I'm using the Seaside Bay dies, which are what those are. I have a scrap piece of a Post-it note here that I'm going to use. I'm going to use gold embossing powder, but if you don't have the gold, you can use Versamark. I like the gold with gold embossing. I just like the look of it. I have a balmy blue ink. I have a basic gray ink, a crumb cake ink, a real red ink. I have my gold embossing powder. I have a piece, I have some of the, what is this one? The wavy trim and the gold from the Elegant Trim package. And for my card, I'm not certain if I'm going to use a red or a green. So I have both. And it's 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. I have a piece of gold foil paper. It's 3 3/4 by 5. I have a piece of white that's 3.5 by 4 3/4. And I have some scraps for stamping and die cutting. So let's get this out of the way. And let's work with our scraps. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp my birds in basic gray. All right. I also forgot, I will be using blending brushes, and I just forgot to get them, so I will get them when I die cut. All right. So there are my birds. Now I stamped my birds in gray because at the beach they're usually gray. If you want them a different color, or they're different where you are, use a different color. Now I'm going to stamp this in my gold. All right. And I'm going to stamp it here. And I'm going to stamp it here. I'm not certain how many I'll need, so I'm going to stamp several. But I thought it would be good to have some gold seashells on my card since it is the holiday season. All right. Now, make sure you check out Vicky's channel. And I'm not worried about getting the embossing powder on anything but the shells. All right. And then I'm going to do this side also. And I did not hit this with my embossing buddy, but that's okay because I'm cutting them out. Ooh. Now, I have to heat set these and then die cut all my pieces. So I will do that and be back. Okay, I have all my pieces cut. And the dies on this cut this out bigger than I like. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim this up a little. I'm just going to go around it, trim it up slightly so there's not as much white space around it. I just think it would look better. So same with my birds. And I always tape down my dies, well, one of them slipped on me, this guy. So he's missing a leg somewhat, but that's okay. It's a handmade card, and it's not supposed to be perfect. By the time I get him on there, no one will ever pay attention to the fact that his leg is partially missing. There. All right, it's pretty good there. I'm gonna trim a little of this. Okay, I'm getting there. Not too many left. Ooh, I've got to use my Swiffer on my mat. I hate the feel of embossing powder, and I have it on my mat. So I'm gonna, these little tiny ones are gonna be the challenge. So I'm gonna use my Swiffer and get rid of it. Do you guys know that trick? If you use a Swiffer floor pad, not the wet kind, the dry one, it takes up all the glitter off of your mat, which is fine by me. All right, let me get rid of this. Let me get my, see, simple floor mat. And I just move this out of the way because I don't want to Swiffer those up. Go over it with this. And it has had the glitter on there. So all I do is then take and shake it in the trash can, and it goes all in the trash can. All right, let me get my white piece of paper. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create, I'm going to do my bottom first. I'm going to do my sand. So I'm going to pull in this image. Now, this image, the way it's done, it has this piece down there. I'm not going to worry about that piece. I am going to take a scrap piece of paper and put underneath of this. All right, and I'm going to stamp my sand along the bottom, like so. All right, then I'm going to take, and I want to make sure I don't have any on this edge down here. So let me clean this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this around, but I want to ink it up this way, and I let this piece hanging off, and I'm just going to fill it in like so. The only thing you have to remember is each time you ink it up, don't ink up that piece that sticks up. So that's a way to use it. If you're brave, you could probably cut it off, but I don't. I just leave it there. All right, now I am going to take a blending brush. Actually, nope, I'm going to take, hold on. I forgot to get a blending brush for my sand. So with this, I'm just going to add some color down here so that it doesn't look so stark. Make sure you start off when you're blending. All right, now I can do my sea, water, whatever you want to call it. I'm not done with the brown, I'll be back. But I want to get my skyline or my water line. And I'm going to do it that way. Hopefully I didn't, you know what I didn't do? To make sure this is straight, I'm going to put this down straight on here on my mat, and I'm going to pull it down slightly. I'm going to go with the bottom and then match this up here. All right, now we've got it. So keep that in mind. And I put it on wrong. This won't work. My water would have been in the sky. Oh my gosh. Let's try this again. You like bloopers? Yep, there's a blooper for you. There we go. All right. Now, I'm going to add my water, but I'm going to avoid down here because I'm going to do something else with that. So with my Balmy Blue, I'm going to take and I'm going to come off the Post-it note. I'm starting on the Post-it note and working my way down. And what'll happen is you'll get a nice skyline. All right, so now I've got that. And see, isn't that a nice line for water? All right, now we're going to go this way and we're going to tear the shoreline. All right, so I just tore off the edge to give me a rough edge. And I'm going to take and I'm going to put it here. All right. Well, that won't work. Hold on. I got to attach it to my paper because my sticky part is down here. So I'm going to add it that way. And then I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to come up this way and go across. Ooh, I should have taped this down. When you do this, tape this down so you don't get, it doesn't slip on you. I'm going to have to remember to hold it really good. Well, that's not going to work, so let me add a piece of repositionable tape here, and that'll hold that in place. And I don't have to fool with it. And the beauty of doing it this way is you can lift it up. There, good. All right, now we're not done. We're going to create the sand to come up to the shoreline. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this down as close as I can get it to match that water. And I went the wrong way. Ooh. All right. I think that's good. All right. Now, to give my water some movement, I'm going to take my Whisper White and a really skinny brush. And I'm going to take and I'm just going to drag it across in different spots. And what that does is it kind of creates waves. Now we don't want really crazy waves here. Okay. I think it needs to be a little darker. So what I'm going to do is go over it again. And that just kind of gives it some waves. All right. And I'm not done, but I got to let that dry. I'm going to add some Wink of Stella to it. So we have that much done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp my greeting. I want to put that paper away, and I need that paper to see if my stamp is on my block straight. Always, technically, it's supposed to be straight, but I always check it out. Now see, it's okay. This end needs to go up some. You can spend all day trying to get it straight, but it's better if you just accept it and go with it. It's up a little bit, but that's okay. It's a handmade card. I went a little too high. Oops. Good thing that didn't open up. I'd have had gold embossing powder everywhere. All right. I am going to hit this with the heat tool because I want those waves to be dry. Okay. And what I'm just going to do is I'm going to color the whole thing with Wink of Stella. And it adds some sparkle and shimmer to the water. Hopefully you can see that. All right. So we're ready to put our card together. Now that I've added in some extra pieces, let's put this piece on our gold foil. All right. And let me pull in my glue. I'm not going to push down on that. And glue does not like, I have found it doesn't like the gold foil. So to make sure it stays in place, I'm going to put glue dots in all four corners. Come on. Trying not to get it into the glue and get it off. Because if you get glue on here, not good. There's no saving it. All right. There. Now, I just pulled it out. Darn it. I thought it needed some twine. If you don't want to do this, you don't have to. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the wavy trim and the gold elegant, simply elegant trim, and I'm weaving it in between the loops. So I'm pulling up that top one just slightly so I can get the trim, the gold trim in there, and I'm just weaving it through. So to just give it a little bit of sparkle. Ooh, I have plenty. All right, so I'm going to pull this there. Oh yes, I'm going to put it up at the top. I wasn't certain where I was going to put this, but I knew I wanted to use it. All right, let me get my double-sided tape. I'll put it at the top so I know where to put my ribbon. Oh, I shouldn't be using my fingernails. All right. Now, this is going to go around to the back. And I'm going to take and put another piece of tear-in tape right on top of it now so it doesn't pull away. All right, now I can cut this off and not have to worry about it. And then this is going to go straight across, and it's going to go, oops, it slipped on me. My finger's stuck. So I'm not pulling or cutting anything until I get it stuck down that it's not going to move. Okay, now I can cut this. And I love that. All right, now we have to decide. All right, now, you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and put my pieces on, because then I can decide which background I need. All right, so let's see. Let's do this one flat. Oops, I've got a bunch of gook on here I need to get off. There. You need to clean it every once in a while. All right. So I'm going to put that there. And I'm going to put this little one down here. Maybe I'm going to put that little one there. I'm trying to pick it up without it getting on my fingers. And I'm not being very successful. All right. And I'm just kind of clustering them together. Now let me put on my birds, and I'm going to put them on with a dimensional. And I'm going to add the last of these with glue. Here. Oh my gosh, isn't that cute? Oh my gosh. All right, let's see what color background looks the best. Here it is with, it needs to be on the red, because then it will be a Christmas card. So I'm going to use the red and add this here. I will take those pieces of double-sided tape off the backings so that that sticks down. All right. I apologize this is so long, but I really wanted to show you how to make this adorable card. And I couldn't think of any way to make it shorter. All right, I did cut my layer smaller than normal because I wanted it to highlight the red some. So there's the Christmas card idea. And don't forget to do the inside in the envelope. To emboss my shells only, I have a double tip embossing pen that I've had for a long time, and I just inked up the shells and put the gold powder on it. Now, make sure you check out Vicky's card to see what she did. I'm sure she's going to love this idea because they're in Australia and it is warm down there. It is warm at Christmas down there. They do not have cold weather. So something to think about if you have your friends in Australia. Make them a beach card. I hope you enjoyed today's idea and that I've inspired you to pull out some of your beach sets and have some fun. Thanks for visiting. Have a great day. Bye.